Welcome to AdVX, Ad Performance, AI powered. Today we explore a topic sourced directly from our latest insights. Let's begin. The world of marketing technology, it feels like it changes completely every 6 months. And right now, the biggest shift, the most challenging one, is this explosion of AI tools.
It's completely overwhelming.
It is. And you, our listener, you're just constantly bombarded by platforms that promise revolutionary performance. So the real problem isn't a lack of tools, it's a lack of clarity.
Exactly.
How do you cut through all that noise and make a strategic investment that actually maximizes ROI instead of just, subscribing to the next shiny, expensive thing?
That's the absolute core of the challenge our sources dissect. And what we found is that most marketing teams are going into this AI selection process with, the wrong mindset.
An outdated one.
Completely. They're still using criteria from 10 years ago for basic automation tools. Think email schedulers, symbol reporting. And when you apply that old checklist thinking to sophisticated intelligence-based AI, you just end up with something that's expensive, shiny.
But doesn't actually work for you.
And it's incapable of delivering true strategic value. So our mission today is really to flip that script. We want to move away from just evaluating feature lists and focus on a systematic process that guarantees tangible business outcomes.
I think we have to start by underscoring that fundamental shift in the technology itself. We're not just talking about simple automation anymore.
No.
What's the real difference between automation and intelligence?
It's the difference between, let's say, a pre-programmed script and a learning brain. Traditional automation is just rule-based. If A happens, then do B.
Right, you set the rules.
You define all the rules manually. Modern AI is intelligence-based. It learns from millions of data points. It predicts what customers will do. It finds patterns that human analysts would just never see. And it's constantly optimizing in real time. It's a dynamic co-pilot, not a static tool.
And when teams don't get that profound difference, they just inevitably pick the wrong tool. Our sources detail these consequences, calling them the hidden costs. And it goes so far beyond the monthly fee, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The financial cost of the tool itself is, it's often the smallest part of the loss. First, you have the crushing cost of wasted time. Teams spend months learning and integrating a system only to find out it fundamentally underperforms. All that effort is just burned.
And then there's the data problem.
That's maybe the most damaging, data fragmentation. If your new AI tool can't talk perfectly to your CRM, your analytics, your sales platform, your customer data gets siloed.
And that unified view of the customer journey just vanishes.
It's gone, which makes true strategic decisions like where to put your budget nearly impossible.
And that brings up the one that's hardest to measure,
Yeah.
opportunity costs.
Exactly. While you're struggling with your fragmented, underperforming system, your competitors who chose wisely, they're already gaining measurable advantages.
And personalization, efficiency.
And accurate prediction.
Yeah.
And that competitive gap, once it opens up, is incredibly hard to close.
So we need to spotlight the common mistakes. Let's talk about the 3 classic selection errors, starting with the biggest offender, feature fixation.
Ah, yes. Feature fixation. It's that trap where teams just pick the tool with the longest list of capabilities. This one does 30 things, the other only does 15.
Right, more must be better.
But it's not. It's about the core quality of the necessary features. A tool that does 2 things exceptionally well is infinitely more valuable than one that does 20 things poorly, and you can't even tell how it's doing them.
And mistake number 2 is price-first thinking.
Just choosing the cheapest option. It almost guarantees you're going to inherit those hidden costs and integration headaches we just mentioned. You're ignoring the long-term value.
And the third one is so seductive, demo dependency.
It is. Making a final call based on a polished, perfect demo from a sales team is it's so risky. Those demos use perfect, pre-cleaned data.
They're not showing you the real world.
Not at all. You have to demand a proof of concept that runs on your actual messy data. That's the only way to see how it really performs. Otherwise, you're buying a dream, not a solution.
Okay, so to avoid all those pitfalls, the sources lay out a really systematic approach. A foundational structure we're calling the Strategic Evaluation Framework. It's built on 5 pillars.
Right, and it's all about measurable outcomes.
Let's start with the pillars that build trust. Pillar 1 is transparency and explainability. Why is this so critical? Isn't the point of AI to handle complexity we can't understand?
Well, that's the thing. The AI might handle the complexity, but your team still needs to maintain mastery. A sophisticated system is worthless if you can't understand how it got to a decision.
So you're just operating on faith.
Exactly. You're not operating on data. For example, if the AI says shift 20% of your budget to LinkedIn, the tool needs to show you why. It should open up a console and show you the specific data patterns.
Like this specific audience converted 3 times higher on that channel last week.
Precisely. That clarity lets your human team learn from the AI. If it's just a black box recommendation, there's no learning value at all.
Which flows right into Pillar 2. Human oversight and control. This seems to be the big tension point.
It is. AI moves fast, but your business context might move faster. The whole point is that AI should enhance human decisions, not replace them.
But doesn't overriding the AI kind of defeat the purpose?
Not at all. The AI's purpose is operational efficiency. The marketing leader's purpose is strategic navigation. Think about it. The AI might recommend scaling up a campaign,
Okay.
but you know there's a supply chain issue and you're about to run out of that product. The AI doesn't know that. You need to be able to pause that recommendation instantly.
So the strategic controls have to stay firmly in your hands.
Always. The best tools have intuitive override mechanisms.
That makes perfect sense. Let's pivot now to the other 3 pillars, the ones that focus more on performance and infrastructure.
Okay, so pillar 3 is real-time analytics and reporting. In digital marketing, latency just kills performance. We can't rely on reports that update every 24 hours anymore.
It's already ancient history by then, so what does real time actually mean in practice here?
It means immediate optimization insights. The platform should be monitoring data streams constantly and spotting significant shifts within minutes, not hours. Its main job isn't just reporting what's happening.
It's telling you what to do about it.
Exactly. It should be suggesting the specific action you need to take right now to either capitalize on a trend or fix a problem.
Okay. And that leads to Pillar 4, integration and data connectivity. You mentioned data fragmentation earlier. This pillar seems to be the direct solution.
It is. Fragmented data guarantees suboptimal decisions. Your AI tool has to connect seamlessly, and I mean bidirectional, clean data flow with your entire existing tech stack.
Your CRM, your data warehouse, everything.
Everything. The tool should be a central intelligence layer that unifies every customer touch point. Without that unified view, your AI is operating with, huge blind spots.
And finally, Pillar 5, the one people forget until it's too late, scalability and performance.
Right. If your tool is great with a $5,000 ad spend but grinds to a halt at $50,000, it's become a bottleneck.
It's holding you back.
Severely. It has to handle exponential growth in data, users, and campaign complexity without compromising speed or accuracy. You have to evaluate it for where you'll be in 18 months, not just for today.
So we've laid the foundation, the 5 pillars. That gets you a reliable, controllable system. Now let's talk about the specific intelligence capabilities that actually drive that superior performance.
Right, moving from the foundation to the high-impact results. And the first capability we have to look for is sophisticated predictive analytics and forecasting.
So not just telling me what happened last quarter.
No. A basic tool can report historical trends. A market-leading AI must predict what will happen next with a high degree of accuracy.
What's the difference between a basic forecast and one that's actually indispensable?
It's the actionability. A basic tool says, we predict a 10% decline in Q3 conversions. An advanced system gives you that forecast, but also couples it with specific strategic recommendations.
So it would say, we predict this decline and you should increase video content by 15% to counteract it.
Exactly. It moves you from reacting to outcomes to proactively changing the inputs.
And next up is audience intelligence and segmentation. This feels like where AI really starts to outshine human capabilities.
This is where it spots the invisible patterns. We need tools that go way beyond simple demographics. We're looking for AI that identifies complex psychographic factors.
Things like shared attitudes, motivations,
Interests, pain points, all the things that really influence buying decisions. The system should segment your audience into these hyper-focused groups based on their behavior, allowing for personalization at a scale that's just impossible to do manually.
And if we connect that intelligence directly to the user experience, that brings us to content optimization and personalization.
It does. The platform shouldn't just run a simple A/B test. It should have dynamic capabilities to adjust the messaging, the headline, the images, even the tone automatically for each individual user based on their data.
And it still explains why it made that choice.
Crucially, yes.
Yeah.
It has to maintain that transparency we talked about.
Okay, switching gears a bit to operational excellence. Marketing isn't a single-channel game anymore. This brings us to multi-channel coordination.
This is absolutely non-negotiable now. Your customers are interacting with your brand across social, email ads, often within minutes.
It's all one conversation to them.
It is. So the AI has to optimize across all these channels simultaneously, ensuring message consistency and coordinated timing. It needs to adjust frequency to maximize the overall campaign impact, not just the metrics in one isolated silo.
And to measure that effectively, we need advanced performance attribution and analytics. Why is the old last click model just completely obsolete now?
Well, the last click model is flawed because it gives 100% of the credit to the final interaction before a sale. It ignores everything that came before.
It's like only giving credit for a goal to the person who tapped it in, ignoring the whole rest of the team.
That's a perfect analogy. In today's complex journey, where people see 10 ads over 3 weeks, the AI must use sophisticated models, time decay, data-driven to weigh the value of every single interaction. Without that accuracy, you're just allocating your budget based on a totally misleading picture.
So once we've picked the tool and implemented it, proving its value is the next big hurdle. The sources really stress moving beyond just tracking revenue.
That's right. Proving value means looking at the metrics that predict success. That's why understanding leading versus lagging indicators is so vital.
Give us a clear analogy for how the AI uses those.
Think of it like a car's dashboard. Lagging indicators are the results. Your conversion rate, your customer acquisition cost, or CAC. They tell you if you succeeded or failed after the fact.
That's looking in the rearview mirror.
Exactly. Leading indicators are the real-time warnings on the dashboard, engagement metrics, lead quality scores. If the AI detects that lead quality dropped 15% today, that's your leading indicator. It's telling you to fix the campaign now.
Before the lagging indicator, high CAC, confirms the failure in 6 weeks.
You're making proactive adjustments. And another huge part of ROI is quantifying efficiency improvements. The AI has to show value even before performance metrics shoot up.
How do you measure that?
You track the reduction in manual effort, the hours saved on campaign setup, on manual optimization. If your team saves 15 hours a week because the AI is handling dynamic copy and reporting, that's immediate, quantifiable value.
And what about that less tangible category, the one that's often the biggest long-term gain? Strategic value.
Strategic value is really about measuring the quality of your team's decision-making. You're tracking things that are harder to put a dollar sign on, like the accuracy of the system's predictions, or how the AI's recommendations improve your competitive positioning. It's about improving the intellectual capital of your team.
Finally, let's just touch on adoption. Implementation should be phased, but the most crucial component seems to be change management.
It's the difference between success and failure. You have to address the internal culture shift immediately. That fear that AI will replace my job is natural.
So how do you counter that?
You have to emphasize that the tech augments skills. You communicate clearly that the AI is automating the low-value, repetitive tasks, which frees up your team to focus on high-value, strategic work, creative direction, deep data interpretation, all the nuanced decisions only a human can make.
Getting that buy-in is essential.
It's everything.
This deep dive has really laid out that selecting an AI marketing tool is a mission-critical strategic decision. By applying the 5 pillars, focusing on transparency, oversight, real-time performance, integration, and scalability, you can gain clarity and confidence.
It's about making sure your investments actually drive growth.
Right, rather than just becoming a budget line item that generates anxiety.
And the key takeaway is that while the technology will keep accelerating, the principles of a wise investment, they're constant. Transparency, human oversight, a focus on measurable results, and strategic thinking. That's the bedrock of success.
So if you apply those principles, you can build a sustainable advantage,
regardless of what the next shiny tool promises.
Thank you for listening to AdVDX, Ad Performance, AI powered. For more insights, visit advdx.com.